Hello and welcome to Stampin' and Crafting with Cheryl Diana. Today I thought I'd make some cards using the stamp set that comes with the Currently Loving Scrapbook Kit, but I forgot it was all words, so we'll just see how it goes because I'm trying to think of how I can do it with a card, but let's just have a play with it. So I've got the scrapbook kit here. I've got extra two-tone cardstock, and I've got my basic white. So let's go and have a look at what we're going to do. So this is the stamp set, which is really great if you want words. So I'm thinking with words we can stamp our own backgrounds and that. So we're going to have a go at doing that. Then with some two-tone cardstock. So in this pack we get, the colours are on the back, Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Secret Sea and Willow White. Because obviously our 12x12 cardstock that comes in the Willow White colour rather than basic white. So, and if you haven't seen the two-tone, you can see that it's a darker and a lighter colour. So I'm thinking with the two-tone we can do various techniques as well. So let's have a go at doing these cards. So I'll just grab some thick basic white and cut myself some card bases. So it's the usual sort of score in half and then turn, then cut. So let's do some portrait ones and make sure we're using the scorer first. And it doesn't matter what your base card size is, whether it's A4 or letter size, but it's basically score halfway and then cut that in half. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this one in half. Okay, so I've got 4 card bases done just quickly. So let's have a go at, I'm just think I'm probably going to go and get some Secret Sea cardstock, because that is a lovely bluey black. So rather than the basic black, so that's the soft. That is the Secret Sea, and our basic black. I will show you the difference. You see, there is a real difference, but this does look quite dark, so it's ideal for those cards. So we just pop that one back. Pick up the ones that are slid on the floor. Right, okay, so let's have a card base. And I know mine, so it's first size matte layers. And so for the A4, it's 10 by 14.3. So that's my card base. Let's have a go at doing it this way. So I'm going to score it, burnish it, or score it. Burnish it down the seam. And then this is a portrait. So that can go there. Now let's have a play with, I think I'm going to use the Petal pink because these two colours look lovely together. Hi Lisa. Right, so let's have a play round. And I'm thinking, have I got anything? Oh, I'm going to bring in Layered Thoughts because I'm thinking Loving and You will make a lovely sentiment. So I'll just pop that so I don't lose it. There. Right, so let's have some, just tidy that bit up there if it all falls. And then I need to have a nail file that all will become clear to you. So I'm going to cut, I'm just going to cut some strips of this. And I'm going to do 4 centimetre strips because I'm thinking, let's do 3.5. Because I'm thinking we can cut them, and I'm going to do the full length ones. Yeah, let's just cut it a little bit longer there. And of course we can, it needs to be a bit shorter. I don't want it too long. So we can have one that goes that way. So we're just going to have a very sort of, and we're not going to have a shorter edge because I just want it to look like strips. So let's just pop this one. Yeah, I'll have 2, that'll be fine. So we can do it like that. Now, in two-tone, we can have it go like that. Okay, I've got a bit of a runny nose because my nose has, and my sinuses have been blocked up, and of course now it's decided to start running. Which is not good. So what we can do with the two-tone cardstock is, I don't know if you can see, I think you can see, it's got, there is what is called is the white edge. So inside it's not the same colour, but our cardstock, that's coloured the same all of the way through. But that means if we take a nail file, we can actually start scratching some of it off. I'm not sure if you can actually see what's happening with this, but if I show you, you can see that we're getting white edges, and some of the white will start to show through here. So let's do some more around the edges. Now sandpaper is just as good. Yeah, I'm getting some of the white coming through. So you can see we've got white splotches on it as well. It's not very clear. Let's try it that way, if you can see it better. Yeah, it's just coming through like that. Now with the darker colour, obviously we will see more coming through. So let's just rub this. Oops. And obviously I have done and I've scratched off more in one place. It does make your desk a bit dusty, so let's just take a little bit more off of the middle here, because I want some more white to show through. That's better. Right. And then I do have a little hoover as well that I've got, but I can't find it. Which, as you know, my desk, I lose things on it. So we can have that strip there. And this one here. So it's a little bit rough. And you can see on there how the white core is put is showing through. So then I want to do a sentiment. So I'll just have a nice strip. In fact, I'm thinking I might change it from that and actually cut those in half. If I have that in the middle, I can have dark and like that way. In fact, I might make two cards. One how it's like this, and then one the other way around. So I'm happy with that. With a little bit of, I want that to be, it was 10 wide, wasn't it? So at the moment we've done no stamping, but I'm going to have a bit of white. Is that going to fit nice on there? Yep, that bit there will fit nice. It's got a mark on it. Have I got a wider bit? Is that too wide? No, that's not too wide, but we'll use that bit. I'll get my stamping mat. And I'm going to do that. That's going to be, because that is 10 centimetres wide, I'm going to be doing it 9.5. See how that looks. Oops. Like so. Yeah. And then I think we will use Secrets C ink pad, which I've already got out. Whoops. I just looked at that. So let's have now these are quite big as well, which is really nice. So the loving one is learning. There's the loving one. We will get that to fit on. So, and because these are now in the new slimmer sort of cases, which I wasn't too sure about, but I actually love them because it's taking up a lot less space, which means I can have even more stuff on my craft table. So let's just, yep, do that over a bit. So let's just stamp that. I think my screen might have gone down a little bit. So let's just move that over a bit there. There we go. And then the U from the Layered Thoughts. There's the U. There's the U. Just put that on a little one there. So they're similar. In fact, I'm wondering if I might do that in a different colour. well, let's just keep it straight with the same one now. So let's just put that there. Okay, and then I'm thinking just add a little bit of petal pink. Have we just check what blending brush I've got out? I've got some being washed because I'm one of these that does like them. There we go. Does like them cleaned, but you can always wipe them on a damp cloth on it. So I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper and I'm just gently going to add a little petal pink tinge to it because it's quite stark, that white is, and we're not seeing much white from the card base. So I'm just going to give it a little blend, like so. So it's now not as white. It's got a very pale tinge to it. There we go. Let's stick it together. Now I'm going to have to do something with the stuff I've sanded off because I can feel it all gritty and that's better. That's better. Let me give that a quick dry. Now we're ready to stick. So first I'm going to stick the Secret Sea matte layer, and I've got a brand new glue. Just splurted out. So I've got a big glue blob on my card base. Put that there. Just want to line this up. I'm just going to bring that desk screen up a little bit, just a fraction. There we go. Then I've got more space. So stuck that on. Now I'm going to stick these on. Now I don't have every colour of our two-tone cardstock here because it's quite expensive. So what I tend to do is I buy the scrapbook packs that come with it. That way I can slowly build up my two-tone cardstock. So in this one, if it's just how many colours did we get? Was it 5 or 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colours in a pack, which I think is definitely a bargain. And then if there's one colour that I find I use more of, I will buy that pack as a complete so one colour pack. I don't know what's up with my stammer today, but it's not good. Right, so have we got that? Okay, so we can see the white core that's coming through. Now I think I'm going to stick that on the hat, and then I'm just going to stick down, I think. let's stick this one down, and we'll make it again, but then we'll mount the sentiment up. So there we go. And then we can pop this. I'm going to pop it, rather than going across the middle, I'm going to pop it down a little bit. Okay, and then some embellishments. Now I'm thinking this straight, isn't it? Yeah, straight. So I'm thinking I have still got some of the in colour gems. Now, will the blue look all right on there? Maybe not. So what else have I got? I've got my favourite. See, the iridescent foil gems, which have got sort of a glitter inside. So I think they're going to look really nice. So I'm just going to add some of those to. This is where I want to do it randomly. So let's have one there. Using the little ones. One there. You can see that I'm struggling to think of it. And then one up there. There we go. So there is one card. Made very simply. Now let's do the same again. So we know we're going to use those. Just put one on there. So let's do the same again. But just that one. Oops. Cut that one down there. Where's? Of course, I've lost. Oh no, there it is. That wasn't the long bit I had for that banner then, was it? No, right. Okay, I need another banner bit. So that bit of scrap. So we're going to do the same again. Yeah, so they were 3.5. Hang on, that's not my 12. I'm trying to do it so I'm cutting it down from one side only. So we're going to, let's just cut that bit down as well. Definitely was 10 by 14.3. Put that there, and then that we're going to do the same again. We are piece. So we're going to sand them again. We are. So we're over there. Oops. You can hear me scratching it off now, can't you? Okay. And then we do this one. There we go. I'm just going to get rid of all that dust again. And my desk is... It's a good job you can't see my desk because it is actually really crowded and messy. Right, so let's bring the card back. Now I'm going to cut these in half, like I said. So I'm going to cut them same. I'll do it 7 because I can't cut 14.3 in half. And I want the sentiment to be quite to be lower again. So they are slightly longer. Do that bit there, then that bit there, and then we're going to swap it over so that bit goes there, that bit goes there. So let's stick these down. So we'll start with the matte layer. Put that like so. And let's stick these on. So let's work out the spacings. Yeah, there we go. Let's pop that there. So you can do a few things with this, with the two-tone cardstock. So that's that stuff down. Now we need to add these. Pop that like so. Oh, it's just a little bit longer, that bit was. So let's just bring it up a bit. It's interesting because that's definitely longer than that. And yet I cut them in half. So let's just pop that there, and then bring it down. So I know there's a little gap there and it's overhung there, but no one's going to know because I'm going to cover it with the sentiment. So that was 4 centimeters. That's that size. I want it to be 10. So we're going to want this to go across here. And then my sentiment, here's the, put that back there. Yeah, that's the piece I want. So let's cut that. Again, we're going to cut that at 10. Do the same sentiment again. So let's just stamp that. I know I had a scrap of paper here, and guess what? I've lost it. There it is. So let's just stamp these up. So we're going to use the Secret C again. So loving bring it over to about there, and the U. There. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm thinking we have also got some little flowers. As a stamp. So let's do that, and then we're going to blend it again. Let's just get rid of that. And my blending brush, just to dull that whiteness of it. Like so. Here we go. That's that bit finished. I'm happy with that. And then we're going to stamp some flowers on it. I want to ink it up quite a bit. There. And I'm going to go there. Oh, that's, yeah, there. There we go. I might add a few more. Let's add a few more down that bottom, that bit there, I think. No, let's leave it. Sometimes less makes it nicer. So we've got that. We've got that, bringing that in. So we can either add our dimensionals to the back and lift that up, or we can stick this and then use sentiments there. So I'm going to stick it first. There we go. Probably should have really be sticking this not on a separate piece of paper rather than on top of my card in case it gets glue everywhere. That's fine. And then my dimensionals, which I'm going to have to get some new ones out soon because I'm using ends now. So here we go. I've already cut up those. That's good. So let's just bring this up a little bit because I keep forgetting. You can't see if I bring it nearer to me. So what have I been up to this last week? I'm trying to think. We've had to work. I have been trying to tidy my craft room up. I am getting there. My landing is now clear of all of the Christmas stuff because obviously Christmas has now gone. So I didn't need all of the Christmas sort of bits and pieces out. So they've gone away. We've got a new craft class in our village that started up. So So I wasn't sure what type of craft class it was. So I took along some crocheting to do, which I started in 2021, and I'm still doing it. It is it's a temperature blanket. So each day I wrote down what the highest temperature was, and then it's a different color for each temperature. And I've got as far as August now, so I've done the hardest bit. I've just got to finish it off. But it was nice meeting other people. And then what I will do in the future, sort of being as it's a weekly one, I'm going to do my mum and dad's anniversary album, because I haven't had time to. Whereas if I go there, I can get a few pages done. I know I'm using lots of dimensionals because I don't want them to sag. Just got a little bit of a white peeking out there, which would annoy me. There we go. I'll take all these off. So I'll just bring my nice bright pink flower pot that I use for my rubbish bin. I'm going to take all the backs off this. So I don't know where. Oh, I know what I did last week. I had my nails redone. So I went from the gnomes, the reindeers, and that, and now I've got pussycats. You can see them. And then there's one on my thumb. But it was nice getting out and having some me time, especially after the busy Christmas. And what else have I done? Oh, I'm working on some new things for this year, which will be going up on my website soon. One of them is an online kit class. And let's put that there. And I'm getting all my face-to-face classes sorted. There we go, and that's that one done. And I should have burnished it before I stuck the sentiment on. But there it is. Let's just do it now. There we go. So that's number 2. Now we can add. I'm thinking, let's add some more of these. I can always order more. Oops, go there. Oh, and what happened last week was the mini catalogue went live. So I placed an order Monday night at 11:10 because we are in the UK. We're an hour behind Europe, and the catalogue went live at midnight, and they arrived on Friday. Yeah, Friday. My order did. So I've got some lovely, cute bundles to play with, and it's one of those things where I forget what I've ordered. So anyway, I get to play with those. There it is. I'll take your pick. I thought I'd lost that. So let's add some more of these. Come on, pick it up. We'll do similar spacing, which actually works out quite well. So there we've got 2 cards now. Uh-oh. Whoopsie daisy. It's the wrong way round. Okay, so don't panic. This is the first time I've ever done it on a live. So I'm just going to show you how we can save it. Cut it. No, it hasn't cut it. Let's just put that there. So what you can do is, if you do make a mistake, you can very carefully, I'm going to have to cut that bit there, I think, because that's where the sentiment went. So let's just trim up there. Now I could have just ignored it and not let you know. But I'm going to use my guillotine. It should be better to do that with. I just want to cut a slice off, just a little slit off of that one. There we go. In fact, I'm just going to cut it now. Yeah, because this has got a sentiment already stuck on it, I can't slice it up equally. So the reason I never stick right up to the edges is that if this happens, I can cut between the card and the matte layer, and then you won't see it. So let's just bring this. Just do it this way around. There we go. I'm trying not to hurry this because I may just cut the wrong bit. Cut you down there. So let's just do this. I've done it loads of times, but I actually have not done it on a live. Before, but there's always the first time, and I'm quite pleased because it means I can show you how I get around it. So last week I showed you how to get glue off your project. This week I'm showing you how to rescue excuse me, rescue your card. Okay, so let's cut another card base. Let's stick there, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I know what else I ordered. Some basic white cardstock because I was running low. Because I use it a lot. So, and then this one I can use as a matte layer. So let's cut myself some more portrait. And at the moment my crafting space is literally almost a size just wider than the screen because I've just been messy. So, who else has a messy desk when they craft? Varnish this one. So hopefully this won't be another whoops lesson. But as nobody's perfect, and I know I'm going to make this mistake loads of times. Whoops, shaky hand. So there we go. We've rescued it. Right, so let's now. We've got 15 minutes to make a card. Now, I love the one thing about the two-tone cardstock is when you tear it. So let's do the same colour scheme again. There's 3 different ways we do it. I'm not going to use a secret C card base. I'm going to use basic white and then the matte layers. Then it'll show up the white. So cut it. I want it to be 10 by 14.3. And get that stop. I'm going to cut it so it's like a matte layer by 13.8. I have to think about that. All right, so here is my two-tone matte layer, which will go like that. In fact, I may have to trim it. I'm actually going to trim it down a bit more because I want to tear it. And this is one. Oh, I'm actually going to cut it down a lot more. Cut it right down. Oh, I just realised I did that wrong. Still needs to be 13.8, which is fine. Let's be 9. Let's come off on that side. So now this is what is really good. You literally cut it and you get to see the white course coming through. Okay. And if you wanted to, you could turn it over. And highlight it like that. So let's tear another piece. So if you tear it towards you, now you couldn't do this with our ordinary cardstock, so that should go like that, and that should hopefully go in the middle. In fact, I'm going to try to think how to make it look good. I'm actually going to we're going to stick this in the middle. That's what we're going to do, and then cut the other ones a bit smaller. So let's just put that in the middle. Now, of course, if you wanted to do a mountain scene, if you tore your green two-tone cardstock into mountain shapes, you would get snow on the mountains. Like if I do it like that way, you can see the snow. Or if you used blue, one of the blues, you could have a sea. So I'm just going to trim this down a bit. And that bit can go there. Let's just trim this bit down a bit as well. So I'm going to go that way. We'll have to have a play. So I want it to go. I want to cut this bit off here. This is where my guillotine's really good for that. Apart from the bottom's just come out. But we keep asking Stampin' Up to bring it back because it's really handy. There we go. Oops. Right, so I don't want those bits. We're going to stick these down. So which bit looks the best? I don't think it matters. Let's just stick these down then. And let's just put that bit there. And let's stick it down. Whoops. Now this is where I'm going to hopefully not get glue everywhere. Oh, I did get a bit of glue. It's fine because we know what to do. We just get the adhesive rubber, which was out. But I've obviously stuck loads of stuff on it. But that's quite all right. I will find it. That's it. We want to put this bit on here. Whoops. So you want that to be like that. There we go. There we go. And we can stick that on to our base. I'm actually loving this card. Now we've torn it. And you can see the Secret Sea cardstock coming through. But could you imagine it if it was on its side and you've got a dark blue there for the clouds and then maybe a bit of green for the mountains, hills, and then brown for the ground or whatever. Or you could have sort of blue for, yeah, loads of things you can do with it. So we're happy with that. Right, where is my, now we need sentiment. So we're going to use the same one again. If I can find my bits, I might have to cut some more out. Which is, so it was, let me just measure it quickly. Sand dunes, yes, that's what I was trying to think of. That's four. Okay. Yeah, sand dunes would definitely look really good. Right, just cut it. No, I didn't do it 4.5. I did it 3.5. 3.5. There we go. And I want another. So that bit will do. So I'm going to cut that out. Now, I'm not going to go all the way to the ends. I will do go all the way to the end because I think that looks good. It's not the same thickness. Oh, it is. That looks so much thinner. Half off of that. That's what I want to do. That's my stamping layer. Now, just checking that it is the same size. Yeah, right. And it's so much whiter because we have we've blended on the background of the sentiment layer. So let's just do, and I'm going to keep it as if it's a mail card. So let's do the same sentiment again. Sentiment. The U. Like that. Let that dry. And have the petal pink. I don't need for a little bit. Where's my blending brush gone? Yeah. So I'm going to add some more. And because it's quite pale, I think you just see. You see? No, you can't see it. I can tell you it's a very subtle mottled background. It is. So let's just do. You can see a bit more of it now in spaces, but it doesn't matter because you're just making it just that mottled effect on the background. There we go. And you can see if I hold it next to that one how much different it is. So let's just close that one down. And then we want to put this one on here. And then we'll just add it to the card. Like so. Like that. Let it stick. And then I'm going to dimensional. My dimensional scrappy bit. Oh, I've only got a couple of scrappy bits left. So just put these on here. So let's just, yeah, I know I'm using loads. Here we go. Take these off. I might have mentioned before, if you struggle seeing the backings, just grab a pen and then mark on the back. My card. Have a look right way around. Yes. Just put that. There. So if I said, if you grab a pen or a highlighter, I'll do it on this scrap. You just need a very thin line, and then you can see which ones have got the backing on and which ones haven't, because it's a highlighter that you can't see very well. So let's finish off with some gems. Wrong end. So let's do this one. Similar again. another one. There we go. Let's just clear my desk. So we have made a very simple scratch card. We have added some flowers and raised it, and then instead of keeping the same colour strip, we cut it in half. So you got light, dark, light at the top, and then light, dark at the bottom. And then for the third one, we tore it. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing the 3 cards and our different ways that we can use the two-tone cardstock for. I'll pop some pictures up onto the YouTube shortly. But until next week, and I hope my voice is better then, keep stamping and crafting. Bye.